Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, you're very welcome, and I hope you can find some value on this channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much guys. We are talking about death and how to understand it, how to get past it once someone has passed away. I hope you find some value in this, and I hope this can actually help people out. Get some tissues. What has inspired this video? One of our youth members at church passed away. He was very young, had a very lovely young family, new child. I reckon he had his own dreams. He had things that he wanted to accomplish. He probably wanted to see his child grow. But we have no choice in death. We have no choice as to when our time is going to be up. And I never really appreciated death until my granddad passed away. And that was 2 years ago. I would say I wasn't over it until earlier this year. My granddad, we had such a lovely relationship. Like when I was at uni, I made it through uni because of my granddad. Now whenever I called him, he always had something to say that motivated me. There's times when I'd call him and I'm in the midst of stress and like I just want to give up on uni. I'm thinking, what's the point in all of this? And I didn't necessarily, like sometimes I told him, but sometimes it wasn't necessary for me to tell him because he just knew. And he would find ways to cheer me up. I left that phone with a better mindset and with peace of mind. Last conversation I had with him was probably a week prior to when he died. And I didn't realize he was saying goodbye, but like after he had died and I was thinking over the conversation we had, I realized that he was actually saying goodbye. Crap, I don't want to cry. Get some tissues. I think the most difficult part for me was like, at least some of my siblings were in Zimbabwe when he died and they got to see him and whatnot, but I went to a deceased body. Oh, come on, master. I feel like people don't really put much respect on the fact that if you live outside of the country that someone dies in. I didn't see him every day, but every time I went to Zimbabwe I would see him. When he died, I went to Zim and I ended up spending 3 months there, of which I think for my healing process that was necessary because I felt like I was close to him. It allowed me to heal much better. But death, man, that's one thing that I always question. That, I know God doesn't make any mistakes, but he really could have revised death. It's accepted it for what it is, but the pain is still there just because of how intimate our relationship was. And come on. Sometimes when I feel like life is beating me up and these are the things that I would speak to him about, or oh, right now, yeah, his insight on this would be amazing. And then that's the moment I realized that he's actually not here. And it's crazy that, oh, come on, Marcia, pull yourself together. See guys, I don't cry very often because I don't look very pretty when I'm crying. Like these would be the things that I could speak to him about, but he's not there anymore. And it must have been last year. I can't remember what it was I was going through, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna call him. I haven't deleted his number yet, and I don't think I intend on doing that. I started dialing his number only to midway through the process, oh, come on Marcia, come on girl, pull yourself together. Only to then midway through it actually come to the reality that he's actually passed away. And that is painful. It hurts. And I just broke down. But Accepting that someone has died is, it's not easy, but it's the easier of the process. Letting them go, that's a very different board game. Like, looking for closure from someone who has died is very difficult, because Marcia, man, because chances are you're not going to get that closure. They're not gonna come back and be like, oh yeah, bye. Like, they've gone. I posted something on my Instagram to be okay with death, how to mourn someone properly and to actually be functional, because it got to an extent where I was non-functional and I knew something had to change. But hey, man, I got some very interesting responses, but one of the people I spoke to made me understand death and life very differently. Like, it was a new concept I'd never heard before. This is the thing that has helped me the most. This is now like the way I've taken it. So this is not exactly the words that he said. Basically saying that people are like a season. The issue that we now have as human beings is that we have taken someone as our possession. Like, someone is your mom, it's your dad, it's your granddad, it's your brother, it's your uncle, it's this. And we have taken them as our possession. They are ours. But we do not own anybody. They are God's child. They are not ours. We are just very fortunate to share this experience that is life with them. And people are like seasons. And they are here for the time period that they are meant to be here. During that time that you need to make the most and enjoy these people. Chances are most of us do not know when we are going to die. And just because you're young doesn't mean life is guaranteed. A timeline is not known. People that have died this year are people that I would never have expected. People are here for a season. You are meant to enjoy that season, make the most of that season. But like every season comes to its end. And when you do not have that possessive power over your family members or over a friend, letting them go is much easier because you realize they were never yours anyways. That understanding, and he sort of helped me to express some of the pains that I was going through and like my thought process. Like, how can you be mad at someone who's dead? I was mad at my granddad because how are you gonna go like that? We had made plans of the things that we were going to do in the future. We had made plans. And you're just gonna die like that? Come on, Nasha. Come on. It's like working through that thought process. It's crazy to be mad at someone who's dead. People are here for a season. We are meant to experience them and enjoy them for that season. 2020 has actually been mad. I think, counting up, I think I have lost probably 7 or 8 family members this year alone. Most of these deaths happened from June until now. Basically in 4 months. I've lost about 7 to 8 family members. And with each and every one of their deaths, it has taught me many different things. My first uncle's to die. He was like the holy grail of the family. He was the older uncle, the older cool uncle that everyone liked. His death was so unexpected. He was ill one day and died the next. It showed me that in life you have to enjoy the people that are here when they're here, because you never know when that person is gonna die. Like, you never know when their time will be up. The last time I saw him, just before I was coming back to England, the lessons he taught me during that last conversation I have held on to like dear life. And he was someone who knew God, knew that his journey here was to fulfill what God had for him, and he touched so many lives. And from that I understood that my purpose here on earth is to help people and to touch as many lives as I can. And this is what I'm trying to do through this platform. Help as many people live life to their full capacity and enjoy life while they're here. And my second uncle to pass away was literally a week after his brother died. And 2020 has been mad, guys. And then with Uncle D, I called him Security D, that's what I'm gonna refer to him as. Security D was just, he was a light. Like, he was one of those, once you pull yourself together, man. He was just such a kind spirit. Like, he was someone that cared for his people. He lived life to his full capacity. He did what he wanted to do with life, and he used his gift and his talent to make a way for life, and he fully enjoyed life. And like, from the last time I spoke with him, when he was last here in England, that's amongst some of the best memories I have with him. And every time he would come here, we'd just see him for a few hours, but that time we actually spent a whole day together. It was just such an amazing human being, someone who cared about people, who cared about life, someone who had a genuine heart. And what the worst part about life is that you can make plans with people. Like, I was meant to go to Zim last month, and I'd made plans with him in September, like, oh, remind me of this and this and this and this that he wanted. And the last conversation he sent me was him reminding me of these things that he needed, and a week later he died. Like, sometimes it's very disheartening that you can make plans for life or things that you want to do, but you do not know when your time is going to be up. Like, sometimes I think, what's the point of even making these plans, of having goals you want to achieve, when you could die literally the day after you achieve all of this? But then I have to remember that life is life, and life will keep moving in the direction that life is meant to move regardless. So I might as well, while I'm here, experience and try to live life to my full capacity, achieve all that I can in the time that I'm actually here. Death is a very difficult thing to accept, but I think with every death, I've made it a mission for me to learn something out of it. I hope I can leave an impact that my uncle left on me, on someone else, because this guy was just, he was a force to be reckoned with. He was so resourceful. He was so initiative and intuitive. And he lived life on the terms that he determined for himself. Even when people didn't believe in him, he was telling me that he pushed through, and when life got difficult, he realized that he had to keep going no matter what. Even after all these people, these loved ones have died, life keeps going. Life is not going to pause until you become okay. Life will keep moving regardless of what you do. I had to realize that I am my granddad's legacy. I am going to live the life that I want to live, because my uncle made sure that he inserted that belief in me. You're meant to live the life that you want to live. Once you find your purpose, you attack that and you develop that to be the best thing it can be. My uncles have taught me that put God first through every single thing that you do. This has been a very difficult video, and like, I've probably cropped out a lot of crying periods, but even though I have accepted these deaths, the pain is still there. Just the fact that I'm not going to see these people anymore. Like, when I go to Zimbabwe, I'm literally going one grave after another. Is oh, come on, Marcia, come on, baby girl, come on. It's very painful, but when you have been presented with death, to actually work through those emotions, make sure you mourn that person properly so that you can at least be functional in life. Don't do what I did and suppress the feelings until it became too much. Work through that. The pain is still there. Like, I have accepted it and I have worked through it. Just knowing that that person is no longer there is just very painful. And don't take my tears as in I haven't worked through these deaths or whatnot is just the realization that these people, I will never meet them again in flesh. And it's just the memories are going to be the thing that pushes me through and pushes me when I want to give up, because I am their legacy. I am someone whose life they've touched, and I feel like that shouldn't go in vain. And I hope you found some value out of these videos. I apologize for my crying shenanigans, but I am human. I don't like crying, but it is what it is. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video, which is going to be a bit more lively.